It wasn't until I was around 13 or 14 that I became the aggressor. Previous to those years, I was always the victim or the insulate of somebody's aggression. Guys would always pull their penis out in front of me. They would always, you know what I'm saying, they would be always pursuing me because I was feminine. I learned I wasn't timid at first, but when people, like the incident I was telling you about where I learned what gay was, and I learned that people didn't like gay. Whatever it was that they called me, this fag, this gay, this homo, this sissy, all this stuff that they called me when I was younger, it taught me that they didn't like it. So even though my personality is naturally not timid, I became introverted because I was a person, because I didn't want to show that femininity. I didn't want to show that that quote unquote fag in me. I didn't want to show it, so I would, I would be quiet. I would speak fast. I wouldn't speak for long periods of time. I wouldn't talk a lot because I knew they would pick up on my femininity. But until I was like 13 or 14, that's when I became the aggressor. That's also when I went to a group home, which is when I met Ty around that age, 13, 14, when I met Ty. That's also when I learned what a transsexual was, when I became a transsexual, when all of the transsexual stuff started to come into play. But at the time, I was still a boy. I was a young boy, like 12, 13, that area. I was a young boy, and I was feminine. That's when I started seeing how guys reacted to me being feminine, being that's when I started to put myself in positions, passively, aggressively, put myself in positions to be, quote unquote, engaged sexually by a guy, where I just started, I started touching guys in that area, and it was always guys older than me because I always was attracted to the people older. At that time, I was attracted to guys who was older than me, who were going through their physical male changes when they was having beards and mustaches and muscles and bodies. That stuff is what started to turn me on because of the history with guys, older guys. I started being the aggressor, and so I would do things like start a fight, not a literal fight, but a play fight with guys to, go, just really, start some kind of physical engaging. And then I would touch their penis, grab their dick, and, while I was in a group home, this would happen. You know what I'm saying? Guys who would flirt with me, guys. And once you touch a guy's dick, that's that area. Guys don't touch each other's dick. So if a guy is open to, any guy that's open to play with me, normally I was able to have. You feel what I'm saying? Because most guys that know that you are gay don't even engage in with you like that. So this was the time I really started to be aggressive with putting myself in positions where I would sometimes I would get stranded from school just so this guy could take me home. You know what I'm saying? Just so I can be after school in the school building with somebody that I had a crush on. I would end up somewhere that I know. I was putting myself passively aggressively in a position to interact with guys that I was attracted to. You know what I'm saying? I was, I was just scumming. And so learning that ability and learning that technique with dealing with guys later on down the years allowed me to learn how to get a guy to cross the line and be with me sexually. Those early years. And I had help. There were older guys who were teaching me how to use my femininity to get them. They were giving me all kinds of tips and all kinds of stuff like that. So, you know, that's how I learned how to get guys to, you know, deal with me on a sexual level. And being so feminine, it allowed, you know, it made it easier for guys to look at me as a girl, especially when I changed over.